Yo, yo, yo. Salute, salute, salute. Cheers. Welcome, everybody, on this early Saturday afternoon. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got some unique perspective that we're going to be bringing to the table today. I thought it was rather interesting, and it was something that, I communicated a lot to some of the people that took advantage of these consultations that I've been offering, right? A lot of people are paying attention to what's going on in the NBA, and they constantly want to attack these games every single day, in spite of some of the advice that I give them. So we're gonna speak about yesterday, how funny it was, how interesting it was. But obviously, as you guys can see from the title of this video, the main theme that we're going to speak about is how the NBA and Las Vegas sportsbooks and casinos baited the public yesterday and the sports world into betting the Chicago Bulls in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference first round. Okay. Now this has more to do when in terms of betting logic, right? And also, basically, as a prime example of common sense not being so common, and some of the tricks and the dirty games that the media, NBA, all these sports shows, all these promotional betting apps, FanDuel, DraftKings, so on and so forth. Some of the dirty tricks that they play when it comes to, kind of baiting and trying to trap, as we like to call, the betting sheep, right? The public sheep. And yesterday was a great example that I feel is really important. We have to highlight, right? So we're not going to be talking so much about gematria in this video, which is, the main theme that I speak about in regards to sports betting, sports handicapping. This is more going to be about just using sense, because we understand common sense is not common, but also paying attention and being able to interpret exactly what's going on and what the situation is, right? So let's talk about it. We're gonna, and thankfully, we ended up totally avoiding this situation, and that's something that we need to highlight, because once again, I avoided the pitfall and the trap game for my community, protected my community, protected the potential loss, the bankroll when it comes to this specific game, right? So let's talk about it. Now, yesterday, going into Game 3 of the Eastern Conference first round between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls, there was a lot of things going on, right? There was constant chatter, a lot of talk. Everybody was talking about a few main things, right? So let's talk about, I'm going to share my screen so you guys are able to see some of the propaganda that was being put out yesterday in regards to this specific game. So as you guys can see, highlight on CBS Sports going into Game 3 was Bucks versus the Bulls. Chris Middleton to miss the remainder of the first round series versus the Chicago Bulls with an MCL sprain, right? Now, if you go a little bit further, it goes down to speak about some other things that are very important, but basically highlighting the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Chicago Bulls in Game 2 after Chris Middleton sustained an MCL injury in the game. And also, as well, their big man, Bobby Portis, left the game at halftime after taking a shot to the eye in the first quarter of the game. So what they highlight is they say both injuries hindered the Bucks down the stretch as they were trying to climb back from an 18-point deficit against the Chicago Bulls. But Middleton's injury is far more significant going forward in the series, right? So they're already setting the trap. They're already setting the narrative going into Game 3 on how Chris Middleton's injury is going to make a big impact on this series, right? Now, the average person is thinking about it like, okay, Chris Middleton, the second star player for the Milwaukee Bucks, the defending champions, right? He probably accounts for about anywhere, depending on the game that he's had. But I say on average, he accounts for 15, in some cases as high as 25 to 30% of the Milwaukee Bucks scoring in the individual game, right? He averages about, 20 to 20, 25, 24 points, something in that range. So those are points that the Milwaukee Bucks would have to theoretically make up, right? As far as when it comes to their bench or the person stepping up for Chris Middleton in the lineup, right? Now, going into Game 3, okay, the way that Las Vegas and the NBA decided to bait the public. Let's talk about, hold on, another story that was put out, and this is on Sports Illustrated, right? So this hit the mainstream. It says Chris Middleton injury creates immediate concern for the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee's all-star swingman will reportedly be reevaluated in 2 weeks after spraining his MCL in the first round matchup against the Bulls. Okay? And again, what they're doing is highlighting the concern and the fact that this injury would significantly impact the Milwaukee Bucks' ability to be competitive against the Chicago Bulls in this series, right? Chris Middleton injured his knee in Game 2 loss against the Bulls. A series now tied at 1 game apiece, and the injury will keep Middleton out for the rest of the first round, right? So they get into some of his stats, talking about potential people to step up and all that other thing. But the main part I want to highlight is the fact that they're raising so much concern about Chris Middleton's injury going into Game 3. Now, we're not speaking about the rest of the series. What we're highlighting is the fact that the NBA paired up with the Las Vegas sportsbooks and casinos, paired up with these betting app sites, now FanDuel and DraftKings, baited the sheep public into betting the Chicago Bulls in Game 3. Now, what they did immediately after Chris Middleton going down with the injury and being reported out for the rest of the series, as well as Bobby Portis sustaining a slight injury in this game as well. Now, what they decided to do was reward the Chicago Bulls for being a Game 3 underdog at home in the playoffs. Right? Now think about that. How much sense does that make? The second star player for the Milwaukee Bucks, right? The second star player for the Milwaukee Bucks is now out for the remainder of the series. A good portion of their offense. Okay? Now Bobby Portis as well sustained a slight injury, who's a very, very key contributor to the Milwaukee Bucks offense as well. Now, how much sense does that make? Now, after the Chicago Bulls were able to defeat the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 2, after those injuries occurred, and then all these media outlets are highlighting the fact that Middleton and Bobby Portis' absence in Game 2 cost the Milwaukee Bucks that specific game, which led to the Chicago Bulls winning Game 2, right? Evening up the series at 1-1. Now, what sense does it make that going into Game 3, the Chicago Bulls at home with a healthy roster after defeating the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 2, specifically because of those key injuries highlighted by the media all across the web and the world of Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis, how much sense does it make for the Chicago Bulls to be a 2.5-point underdog at home in a playoff game after Milwaukee Bucks are missing their second star player, arguably their best shooter, and a key contributor in Bobby Portis? How much sense did that make? Absolutely 0 sense. You don't need to be a brain surgeon. You don't need to be a genius to interpret that line situation and what exactly Vegas was trying to do, right? They were trying as much as they can to get a bunch of the money by the betting public on the Chicago Bulls in 2 different ways. The Chicago Bulls money line, which, I mean, the average person, after what just happened in Game 2, after the announcement of the Chris Middleton missing the rest of the series, they're like, what? Chicago Bulls at home plus money? Oh yeah, I'm jumping all over that. This is the mindset of the average bettor and the public sheep, right? Oh yeah, I'm jumping on the Chicago Bulls plus money at home in a playoff game. No Chris Middleton? Hell yeah. Okay. As well as what? The Chicago Bulls at home as an underdog getting points, 2.5 points, getting 3 points. I'm definitely going to jump on that. They just defeated them in Game 2. Now no Chris Middleton? Of course. And these are some of the betting traps and the dirty tricks that occur in the world of sports, in Las Vegas, in the NBA, and all across different sports leagues, right? Now, I'm not exactly sure that if there was any promotions running yesterday on FanDuel or DraftKings, and I'm pretty sure there probably was. They probably were juicing the Chicago Bulls side, but I don't know exactly what the promotion was, right? So I'll just speak hypothetically. But taking all this into consideration, right? The injury news, the fact that the Chicago Bulls, pretty much took care of business in game two. Now going into game three, at home against a beat up Milwaukee Bucks team, not sure on how they were going to respond. The average person and the public sheet were all over the Chicago Bulls money line. And had you thought about it for a second, right? Had you just used some sense, right, and just started tying things together, like why would Las Vegas and the NBA give me such a big gift? Is today my birthday, right? Is today the whole betting world's birthday that they're just going to give us a great gift of the Chicago Bulls plus money at home, healthy against the Milwaukee Bucks beat up roster? Absolutely not. They did not. And I'm going to show you guys, look at exactly what happened. So for all the people that decided to jump on the Chicago Bulls money line, that decided to jump on the Chicago Bulls plus the points, the NBA and Las Vegas decided to reward you with this end result, which was the Chicago Bulls losing at home against a beat up Milwaukee Bucks team by 20. I'm sorry, by 30 points. 30 points. The game wasn't even close. Okay? The game wasn't even close. Now, one thing we can't even gauge is the amount of money that was coming in during the game, pouring in on the Chicago Bulls at even higher plus money values, at plus 200, plus 300, plus even 400 probably throughout the game, because they were down 10, 20, as much as 30 points, as you guys can see. So all that money prior to the game, as well as all the money that came in during the game, with the live betting, which is another lucrative part of the betting world and sports handicapping. In-game live betting now makes up a huge, like not a huge, but a significant portion of the overall amount of money that goes into individual games. Now everybody, oh my God, you know what? Yeah, they're down 10, they're plus 200, plus 300. All that money, plus all the money prior to the game, for all the bozos and all the sheeps and all the morons that decided and thought that the NBA in Las Vegas was gift wrapping you a win of plus money value with the Chicago Bulls as an at-home playoff game underdog after breaking news of the Milwaukee Bucks' second star player, Chris Middleton, being out for the rest of the series. Congratulations to all bozos, all clowns, all degenerates, all idiots. This was one of the most idiotic bets of the year, was to jump on the Chicago Bulls the day after. I mean, not the day, the game after they just defeated the Milwaukee Bucks, and the day after the news breaks that Chris Middleton will miss the remainder of this series, the Milwaukee Bucks' second star player. You had to be and wake up on the wrong side of the bed and be an absolute moron to think that this was going to go your way. Now, this doesn't mean anything for the rest of the series, but what I'm specifically highlighting is this part of the dirty business and how the NBA and the Vegas and the media collaborate for an overall agenda of just just taking all your money from you. You know what I'm saying? This was a collaborative effort by three huge conglomerates to destroy people, to put you in a worse position financially, right? To affect your overall mental, your vibration, your energy, and they were 100% successful. I can't even quantify the amount of money that was lost yesterday on Chicago Bulls, right? It really, really is sad. But thankfully and humbly, and I'm so glad that I'm able to make this video in the position of knowing that I protected not only myself, but my community 100% from even touching this game. 100% stay away game this was yesterday. And it was highlighted in every consultation I made yesterday. Stay the fuck away from this game. It made absolutely zero sense to take the Chicago Bulls, as well as the Milwaukee Bucks were a minus 140 favorite. So even the Milwaukee Bucks at a minus 140 favorite didn't make any sense. you know, and the value. I mean, 140 is an okay line, and that's a line that we feel comfortable attacking. But keeping it in mind that their second star player and their second highest scorer was sitting out, you know, the value wasn't there either. So it was a complete and 100% stay away game. And if you were going to touch this game, it definitely was not going to be the Chicago Bulls side. 150%. There was no way. So I want to say congratulations to my community and cheers to all the like-minded and intellectual people and bright and sharp people that we have, that we were able as a community to 150% stay away from this fucking game. Because that, as I said, this was 100% so far this season the worst bet of the year, I can say. Looking at it and taking into account everything and all the propaganda that was behind promoting the Chicago Bulls at home in Game 3. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Again, the elites, the people in control of these sports leagues, they play very, very dirty games and very, very dirty tricks. You need to be well aware of what's going on and put yourself in a position to take advantage of and not be taken advantage of. Okay. So yeah, man, I just wanted to speak about that. I felt it was very, very important to highlight some of the things that the NBA and Vegas does. And you can tell they're 100% in collaboration with each other. Just all the points that I'm bringing to you and how it makes perfect sense, right? You add all this up, it's a perfect recipe to bait the betting public into jumping on what was the worst bet of the year. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, I'm gonna say and tap in with the chat. And thank you guys for joining me. If you're in here, please click that like button and help us get this video out. Once the video goes up, come back, leave some positive feedback. Thank you very much. It all helps us, get the word out and help new people come across this work. And for everybody who wants to get in tune with what we're doing as a community, the link is in the description for anybody that wants to join up. Thank you very much. D Berry, thank you for stopping by. Ida, appreciate you. Rock, Mr. Futures the GOAT. Thank you very much. Appreciate you for that positivity and great comment. Thank you very much. Daria, thank you for stopping by. I see you and I appreciate the love. Greetings from Phoenix. Salute to you. Let's go. My boy right here made an observation. He said every team that had an injured player won. Mavs, Suns, and Bucks. Crazy stuff. Very, very good observation. I bodied the juice says don't fall for the okie doke. Exactly, 100%. Calvin Williams, thank you for stopping in and showing us love. You're welcome, Daria. Thank you for stopping in. Camille, appreciate you. And on that note, guys, we're going to get up out of here. But please enjoy the rest of your day. And remember to continue supporting those who genuinely support you. Hope you guys appreciate this video. Hope you guys learned from this video, learn from this experience, and learn from the dirty tricks that the NBA in Las Vegas tries to pull over you guys. All right? On that note, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys next time. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care. As we love to say on this channel, Gematria at its finest. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Salute.